For assignment 6, you are going to create a kids camp website. This is a two-part assignment, and so assignment 6 is part 1. Imagine that you are planning to run an upcoming camp for kids. You want to create a website that both advertises the camp and also allows for parents to register their kids. For part 1 of this homework assignment, you are to create a camp website. First, you must decide on what kind of camp you will be running. Will it be an art camp, an athletic camp, a course-related camp? You can choose whatever you like for this, but the entire website should relate easily and obviously to your main theme. Your website must also incorporate the following requirements. So, project requirements, number 1 here has a bunch of things that you need to include. So you have to have a heading using the H1 element and so forth. You're going to have an image, you're going to have a paragraph, you're going to have an unordered or ordered list, you're going to have a table, and you're going to have a photo and so forth. So let's get down to step 2 here. It says review exercise 4.4-5, adding a style sheet. So I'm going to move over. Exercise 4-5 was the Black Goose Bistro exercise, and we added some styling here even though we haven't talked about it, and I just want to go back and review what we did. Here is this web page in Visual Studio Code. So in my HTML document structure, in the head element, you can have what they call an embedded style sheet. So there's 3 different ways. You can have inline styling, where you actually have the styling right in the element. You've probably seen that with a couple of the examples I've done, or the book has done some inline styling. You can have an embedded style sheet like this right here, where this styling is in the head element of your HTML document, or it can be an actual separate page that's a CSS, not an HTML file, it's a CSS file for cascading style sheets. It can be a separate page, and we'll get to that. But for right now, just because it's kind of fun, we'll add some styling to this assignment, and you will do it as an embedded style sheet in the head section of your HTML document. So just as a refresher, you are specifying elements over here and then what the rules are for those elements. So for instance, H1 heading, you're saying align the text in the center. We want to use the serif font family. We want to have a normal font weight. There are a ton of rules, and we'll get to that. If there's something specific you wanted to try, feel free to Google search it. You can see that you can adjust the borders, the margins, the colors, the background color. There's tons of different things that you can do. So, H1, let's see where we had that. H1 was the Black Goose Bistro. So that, all of these rules were applied to this text right here. So if we pop back over to our assignment, you can see it says review exercise 4-5, adding a style sheet on page 66 of your textbook. That's just what we went over. Add the simple embedded style sheet exactly as shown in steps 2 and 3 of exercise 4-5 to your main kids camp page, which we will refer to as your home page below. Look at how it affects the body and elements of your page. Now change this style sheet as follows. So you're going to actually add the one from this exercise to your camp website, see how it changes it, and then you're going to make these following changes. And these changes refer to chapter 12 of your textbook, and they give you the specific pages that you can go look at. So it says change the background color for the body of your homepage to another color of your choosing. See pages 303 to 305 of your textbook for a list of colors you can choose from. So those are in chapter 12. We're just taking some bits and pieces from chapter 12 to make this assignment a little bit more interesting. It has you change the font family. It says add or change 2 other attributes of the font family. So that would be like font weight, font style, font variant. There's a bunch of different ones. Once again, it tells you, you can look that up in Chapter 12, and then it says add a rule for a paragraph to your style sheet. Page 242 of the textbook should help you with this. So I just want to make sure that you guys know there are some places that the assignment specifically tells you to go look to get the information you need to make this style sheet for this assignment. And I think that's about it. I feel like we're getting into creating some web pages that are a little bit more fun and interesting. So looking forward to see your camp website.